Hi guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. I am Mel.
And I'm Shane.
And together we are Mel and Shane.
Shane.
So guys, we are gonna talk about some juicy topic today.
Some tough questions.
Yeah, that couples tend to ask or people are curious about when they're looking to go into a relationship or just thinking about relationship in general. We're doing a Q&A.
Yes.
Right guys, so guys, we have decided that we're going to start uploading video every Sunday at 6 p.m. weekly. We're going to keep it consistent. We'll finally find a day that works for us, so look out for new and interesting content.
Yep.
Interesting content on Sundays.
Looking forward to it.
Guys, I know I look dramatic right now. But I was recording some video for my other channel that is Christian Girl Mo, so you can check that out. And I kind of try some things. Tell me if you like it in the comment section down below. Alright guys, so let's jump right into the video.
Yes.
I'm sure you have some questions for me, and I'm sure I have some questions that people are asking. That are in a relationship or type of relationship, you just want to know, right?
Yes, definitely.
So we have some questions
So
here.
we can go back and forth, right?
Yeah.
All right,
you want to start first?
Nah, you can start.
All right. So I have a question, and this can be applied to married couples and persons who are courting. All right. So can you still have friends of the opposite sex? So can you still have friends of the opposite sex?
I think you could still have friends of the opposite sex, but the way you spend your time with them changes once you enter into a relationship or a marital relationship.
Right.
So, I know when I was single, I would hang out with my female friends all the time. But for me, when I got married, I made sure to put boundaries in place so that my wife doesn't feel insecure regarding my relationships with my female friends, and of course they respect my marital relationship. I can't get out of the bed at 10 p.m. And go to a diner with one of my female friends,
Right.
And just hang out. Because why? Because I'm married.
Right.
My wife is expecting me to be in bed cuddling and just spending time. Right.
Yeah. Right. I definitely agree with my husband here. I definitely cut down the quality time that you spend with your friend of the opposite sex. In my case, it would be a male friend. Thanks be to God, I don't have any male friend in my life like that. But if there were to be anyone that I'm close with as a male friend, definitely put boundaries in place. And it really depends on the type of person that you have as your friend, because once you're married, they have to automatically respect your husband, respect their place, and know that Mel can't just pick up her phone and be texting you like to midnight or constantly talking to you and stuff like that. You can't call certain hours. There's just certain things that has to stop. So I feel like if you have a good friend, there isn't really any communication to that person, like, hey, you cannot text me at certain hours. They should automatically know that. A true friend will know that. But if you have a friend that don't know their boundary, definitely communicate with them that, hey, I'm now a married woman, and I would love for you to respect my space and my boundary, because I have to attend to my husband's needs, and you cannot call at certain times, stuff like that. So you can still be friends. And
also just being mindful, like, it's possible to pour out your emotions in friends of the opposite sex in unhealthy ways. Your partner, or the one who you're in a relationship with, should be the one that you are giving your emotional time to the most, as it relates to that. Sometimes, if you're not careful, you could find yourself during the day on the phone or texting somebody else, and giving your emotions to somebody else.
Yeah.
When those should be going to your partner, or to your spouse. And it's not to say that you can't, have good conversations with the opposite sex, but just understand the boundaries there and be careful of the attachments, the type of attachments that you have.
Yeah. The important thing is boundary. And as we talk about this and you go in that direction, the question that I have here is, how much marital business should you share with your friends? And I know us women, we love to talk to our girlfriends about everything. And I don't know, men stay sometimes they like, hang out with their boys and have a few conversations. I feel like those conversations where as married couples you're linking up with another married couple, it's good to have conversation but not going in too much information where you're sharing everything that you're going through, but that over the surface stuff, just advising each other. But in terms of sharing your marital business, it's definitely advising counseling, and will definitely advise you guys to keep that to you and your partner. The communication should be between you and your partner at all times. If you're having a problem that is beyond both of you guys control, where you cannot flesh it out together, seek a marital counselor. But in terms of with your friends, keep it over very minimal.
I would say even with your family too.
And family,
like you really want to make sure that your relationship business primarily is staying between you and your partner, because even for instance, if you and your partner are getting into a disagreement, argument, and you tell all of the details to a family member or a friend, while you may forgive your partner, it'll be more difficult for your friends and family to forgive them. So like, say you and your partner are good now, 5 weeks later, your parents or your family member or your friend are still holding grudges at times on your partner. So you just want to be careful what you share and how you share it.
Definitely that's gonna help your marriage so much, and your courting relationship. Do you think it applies for courting relationship too?
Yeah, definitely. Probably not on the larger extent as you would do
with your family and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah. It's not as extreme as when you're in a married relationship. But you begin to develop some of those practices to work things out together or go to counseling. But you can still seek advice, but just be mindful of how you're seeking that advice. All right, so I have a question now. Should you remain friends with your ex once you have gotten into a relationship with somebody else or even married to somebody else?
That's a very interesting question. And I feel like before I entered into marriage and before I was serving the Lord, I used to keep in touch with my exes. And we weren't like talking about going back into a relationship, but like having friendly conversation, which sometimes you could see there's subverting inside of those convos. So personally for me, I feel like just to clip it where it is. There's no malice, there's no unforgiveness there, or any bad seed there. It's really just okay, we've been through a season of relationship, it didn't work for us, wish you all the best, and we move forward. In your marriage, I feel like that is a no-no. You always want to make your partner feel secure. You always want to ensure that you're being true and remaining faithful in every way you can. And I feel like sometimes, even if you don't have the intention of stepping out, just a conversation alone, the enemy can infiltrate that so much where, it leads to another thing where conversations that you and your ex are having is just starting to become something more than what it really should be. So I feel like just, we're not telling you what to do, but for our healthy marriage, for us, I know we maintain a healthy relationship with each of us. We try to just cut off all of those communication. Nothing from the past should be interfering with what we have now, and we just wish people the best and move on. It's no bad seed.
I agree with that. You want to make sure that the environment is safe for your partner. You don't want your partner to feel like they gotta compete or feel insecure based on relationships that you have had in the past. And of course, say if you're in a situation where you've already had children with your ex and all that, those kind of things, of course, there's going to be some level of communication that is there. But it's not a situation where you're found spending quality time with that person again and like those kind of things. So just making sure, you're engaging the proper boundaries in respect to your partner.
Right. Definitely Boundaries again. Wow, boundaries plays a big
Big
role.
role,
A
yeah.
big role, definitely. Should you tone down your sexy the minute you go into marriage or in the courting season? And toning down your sexy, I mean, it's like not, keeping up with your appearance, not being spontaneous, not trying to, do something that will make your husband feel even more physically attracted to you. Should you tone it down, or should you just go up a notch?
You should never turn down your sexiness, your creativity, and your appearance. I think that is, in and of itself, an art, something that you should look forward to every day. Fashion, style. I want to make sure I continue to keep my appearance up. Because, marriage, I think a lot of people have a misconception about marriage. Like when you get married, there is no other person looking at you anymore with a desire to pursue you. So,
Right.
I want to make sure that I am, keeping myself up for my wife.
Yeah.
Because other people may feel like, oh, they want to come and hit on my wife, or like vice versa. But I know what I have, and I know I don't need to look anywhere
Yeah,
else.
you're secure.
And I want my wife to feel proud
Yeah.
when she walks next to me,
Yeah.
and say, yeah, this is my husband, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I could be like, yeah, this is my wife,
Yeah.
kind of thing. So yeah.
Yeah, I definitely don't think you should tone it down. I mean, in all, the Bible speaks about the woman being modest and all of that. Of course, we're going to keep it within the guideline of what God wants for us. So, modest, sexy, classy, I don't think toning it down is something that I would consider. I mean, I feel like appearance goes a long way, and I'm not getting sexy or dressed up to seek others' attention outside of my marriage. When the minute you start doing that, you have a Jezebel spirit that you need deliverance from.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm definitely agreeing with you, where I'm just putting myself together well for your eyes, and to build that attraction.
Right.
And it's also self-care and self-love for me too. I love to get dressed up, as you can see me today, dramatic and all of that. Shane loves that, and you get to see another side of me. So I definitely will not tone it down, but I'll keep it very classy, especially when I'm going out, so that my husband does not feel uncomfortable next to me, like, why is my wife showing so much of her chest and in the shorts and all of that. So it's really about just keeping it modest and minimal to an extent where your husband can appreciate it. And if people outside actually see, they can like, oh wow, I love her fashion sense. That would be the thought that come in their mind, rather than, oh, that girl is they're having lustful thoughts about you. So that's not the idea. So I definitely gonna keep it sexy.
Awesome. Next question is, what do you do if you find yourself in a situation where your friends and family do not like your partner that you're pursuing?
Wow. That is a question that I feel like a lot of persons can resonate with.
Yeah, relate to.
And relate to. Well, if I find myself in a situation where my family and friend doesn't like my husband, first and foremost, God already validated that this is my husband. You're not gonna rush into something.
Even if you haven't gotten to the husband level yet.
Oh, alright.
But like even in the courting.
In the courting season.
Going
wow.
there.
Well, knowing me, I'm still gonna pursue the person, because I always follow my heart. And if I'm prayerful about it and God is giving me validation that he's a person, then I'm gonna stick with the guy. I'm gonna stick with you, and I'm gonna just continue to bring around my family and hope that they see the things that attracts me to you.
Yeah.
But no, I'm not letting go.
Yeah.
I'm not letting go.
Yeah, so I would definitely like listen to what people are saying and kind of like unpack why they may feel that way, but at the same time, I am still going to pursue what I feel in my heart, what I feel God is calling me to do and leading me towards as it relates to this person.
Yeah.
Thankfully, in this case, with me and
With
Mel,
me.
our family and friends loved each other,
Lucky.
but we realized that that's not the case with everybody.
Right.
I've had friends where certain family members didn't like who they were pursuing or who they got married to. So I think God at the forefront is the person who we need to seek
Yeah.
for wisdom and understanding as it relates to the person that we're pursuing.
Yeah.
And then of course listening to what our family and friends are saying, because it does matter.
True.
But at the same time, you're prayerfully going about the final decision that you make. And sometimes people need time to warm up to who it is. Maybe people had in their mind the type of person they wanted you to be with.
Yeah.
And when they saw you with somebody that didn't look like that, there was a problem for them. So and sometimes it takes time for those people to warm up.
Yeah, that's a great response. I dig that. I dig that. I love these conversations. I love these questions.
Yeah.
I really hope that you guys are still here with us and you're enjoying it. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to our channel. So we're gonna move into I think it's the second to last, or the last question rather. Should your spouse have access to all your social media and password to your phone? Are we talking about in marriage or both courting and marriage?
We could tackle both.
Okay.
In courting, I don't think it's necessary really. If you feel comfortable doing it, that's fine.
By all means.
In marriage, I think it's okay. I don't have nothing to hide, so she has all my passwords. She could use my phone, she could do whatever, vice versa.
Yeah.
I think the goal is to just stay away from being controlling. Nobody wants to come across as, oh, give me your password, I need to, like with this overbearing, controlling feel. Not from that angle, but I think from the angle of building trust and vulnerability with each other. From that standpoint, it's okay in the marriage. Say, okay, here's my password.
Yeah.
Look at my phone for whatever you need. I think that just adds to the level of trust and comfort there, where especially if you have nothing to hide, it shouldn't be a issue for your spouse or your partner to know your password to your phone. What are your thoughts?
I am definitely agreeing with you. I'm all about security when I'm in a relationship and in my marriage. I'm definitely all about security. And I want my husband to feel secure. I want him to feel like I'm not hiding anything from him. And not just feel, but I want him to know and see that. So, me allowing him to have my password and being able to go on my phone whenever he wants, or even if I'm sleeping, whenever he wants. That's just my way of showing him that, okay, it's fine. Well, I'm open with you. There's nothing I'm hiding, and you have access to anything, because we're young enough too, and we want to build something that's strong. So for me, that's my way of building a strong relationship. And it's just all about providing that level of trust for your partner. I love that you use vulnerability too, because that's another way of just being vulnerable with your partner. And I don't have a problem if he goes through my social media and all of that. It's not a controlling situation where, oh, I need to see what you're doing and this is the reason why. No, that's not the reason. We're just like, you share everything with your partner. You're supposed to share everything with your partner, and that's another way of sharing everything with your partner.
I agree.
So if you're in a marriage and the person is not okay with you searching their phone, not searching, but going through their phone or using their phone, then I'm not gonna say something is wrong, but also that's something that you guys need to talk about. Like, what is the discomfort there that's causing you to react this way when I touch your phone or something of that sort? So do you have another question?
That was it. Those were my questions that I had. How about you?
I do not have another question. Guys, let us know if you enjoyed this video. If you do, let us know if you want us to do more Q&As and more topical questions where you guys can relate and comment down below and all of that. So guys, thank you so much for watching our video. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Help us to grow. We're on a road to 500, guys. Help us get to 1,000. Yeah, we're on a road, guys. So Thank you so much again, and we'll catch you in the next video. Bye.
That was good.
Good.
You like it?
Yeah.
Yeah. You love my questions?
Love your questions. You're one. Yeah, easy.
Love it.